We are back on math page 111 today. Remember that you should have completed section 1, and that was the pairs of factors. It was reviews, and you were then completing, and I'm moving down our chart the two sets that we were looking at. The 9, it has two sets of factors. 21, the two sets of factors. 15, the two sets of factors. And the 30, which then had the 4 sets of factors. And then you were literally putting those factors in sequential order, then outlining the common factors, and then the greatest common factor, just like they had done on the review chart up at the top. So literally you could take a look at how they had modeled that for you. We had done some guided work as well. All right, we are on section 2 today. This is the only section that we are doing. We're on page 111, section 2, and they're asking us, we've got fractions, so we're looking at section 2 only today, okay? And I'm going to write only on here, and I've also got it on Weebly, but I'll make sure that I do that. Section 2 only, okay? And they're asking us to look for the greatest common factor. Not the common factor, the greatest common factor, okay? And sometimes we have a concern with that because we like to pick the number 2. But there are greater numbers up that number line that are divisible, okay? Bing, bing, bing. Divisible means to divide. Of course, we should know that because that is a word that we have studied throughout the year. That's divisible by. So we're going to do A together. We've got 12/15. So they're asking us, well, what is the greatest common factor of 12 and 15? If you need a scrap piece of paper, that's fine. If you can write it over to the side, that's fine too. Don't write it over to the side and then erase all over the place. It's not going to work. Just get a scrap piece of paper. Unfortunately, our stickies are probably well used by now. Although some of my friends, I think, have gotten their own pad of stickies, which I love it because they've got stickies all over when they're turning in their papers. So near and dear to my heart are those stickies. I've got sticky pads all over the place. So 12/15, what is our greatest common factor? If you're thinking, I'm thinking 2. If you are thinking 3, well, you are correct. Okay? And once, we can just try, oh boy, got an extra little dot there. 3 is divisible by 12 and 15. We know then that fraction can be simplified or reduced. Okay, remember that those words are synonyms for each other. So simplified or reduced, I tend to, Mrs. Shelton uses the word simplified, and our Becca book uses reduced, okay? But we know that 12/15, once we divide that into 3, is equivalent then. Now, we don't have to do this, okay? They're just asking for this number, all right? I'm just doing this. I'm doing a little extra. We know that then that is equivalent to 4/5. Okay? There's our great word, okay, that we had been talking about, equivalent. Okay? 12/15 is equivalent to 4/5. Okay? And there is our answer on that. Let's do one more together. Remember, you're doing all of section 2. Okay? All right, and B, we've got 2, 6. Let's see if I can squeeze this in. 2, 6. And the book is asking us, well, what is our GCF? Now, this is pretty easy, isn't it? Okay, because we've got such a small number on top, a minimal number, 2, 6. So what is our greatest common factor? Hopefully everybody did a shout out on that one. We know that our greatest common factor is going to be 2. And we can probably even simplify this or reduce this fraction in our head. 2 6 is equivalent then, after we divide that 2 into both the 2 and the 6, is 1/3. Okay, so 2 6 is equivalent to 1/3. There we go. All right, you are doing the rest of section 2 for me. Make sure you're getting that greatest common factor, or that GCF, not just a common factor. Okay? Remember, this is eventually going to be turned in, so we want perfection, okay, in math as far as that's concerned. All right, thank you. Remember, when you are done, you are going to go to I Know It. And in our I Know It, the assignment has already been assigned to you. I know, assigned an assignment. But I have already assigned that to you. It's just selecting the missing factor. It's called a commutative property. I'll get that out this morning. But remember, in addition and multiplication, we can do 3 plus 6 equals 9, or 6 plus 3 equals 9. The same goes with multiplication. We can say 3 times 9 equals 27, or 9 times 3 equals 27. No matter which way we switch those factors in multiplication, the product is still the same. And so all you're doing is looking for those missing factors. Okay? All right.